Hello and welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Alana, and today I'm going to be talking a little bit about transitions and life phases. Mostly because the day that I post this video, I'm going to be transitioning into the next phase of my life, but more on that later. I am currently in the phase of life where I am camping and hiking around in the mountains in Wyoming, which is a phase I never would have predicted for myself, but yet here we are. So I think a lot of the times we end up causing our own problems and suffering because we either want or we think that a certain phase is going to last forever. Maybe it's a positive phase and we really want it to last forever, but it's not going to. Or maybe it's a really negative phase and we think it's going to last forever, but it's really not. And the thing that really helped me realize that phases in life don't last forever is when I started to live my life on the road. And I moved out of my apartment, sold everything almost a year ago now, and started living my life in these almost 2-month phases. I spent 2 months in Panama. That was my first trip, and I had all of these amazing expectations of how great it was going to be. And then when I got there, I had this kind of depression phase. I made a vlog about it, you can go back and watch, but it was just interesting to be starting my dream life with all of these high expectations and then feeling so out of place. And what I realized looking back is that I was just uncomfortable in the transition. It was my first time really uprooting myself and putting myself in an uncomfortable situation on purpose, and so it took some time to adjust to that transition. Then I spent about 2 months in Mexico, which was another interesting experience. And in that phase, I was in Mexico to learn all about SEO and how to get my YouTube channel to be better. And what I ended up realizing in this phase was that I already knew a lot, and the only thing that I lacked was confidence. And after that phase, I felt kind of confused because I felt like I could not continue traveling abroad like I had intended, and I needed some time to go back to the States, resettle, and take some time for myself to create my own course. So that's exactly what I did. Even though consciously I thought that's not what I wanted, it felt right intuitively, and so I spent the next 6 months in 4 different states: Arizona, Texas, Colorado, and a little bit of Wyoming. And during these 6 months, I was able to put together my Mind on Yoga course. In this course, I look at psychological research studies as well as the yogic philosophy to explain why yoga is so beneficial for our mental health. A lot of times I think people get caught up in the flexibility aspect of yoga and forget about how powerful yoga can be for the mind. And so I wanted to create a course that is not only informational videos teaching you why yoga is beneficial, but then also including yoga classes and breathwork meditations that help you practice what you're learning in the course. I filmed all of the yoga classes and breathwork meditations outdoors in nature in the 4 different states that I visited this summer, and I will continue to always add more classes to the course. However, right now I just released it and it is the cheapest price it will ever be. So if you're interested in learning about how to use yoga for your mental health, be sure to click the link in the description below for more information. And I think what I've learned from experiencing these 3 very different phases in my life in such a short period of time is that no phase lasts forever. And the best thing that you can do is to learn how to appreciate the present moment in the phase that you're in right now and truly experience it without attachment, without clinging to it, and just experiencing it for what it is. Now, I do like to journal about how I'm feeling in the present moment and what I'm experiencing, and I also like to make vlogs like this to kind of document for myself, to be able to remember and reflect back without having to hold on to the memories all in my head. I think that is really helpful, and if you have somewhere to put these memories outside of your brain, then your brain can really focus on what you're doing in the present moment at all times. And then by cultivating this awareness of the present moment and of yourself, you can begin to take notice of where each phase begins and where each phase stops. And you can also notice, okay, what is the reason for this season? Like, why am I experiencing the things that I'm experiencing? What lessons am I learning from this? And looking to grow in each phase, no matter what the phase is. Those are just my thoughts on phases and transitions. Now I guess I'll tell you about my next phase. So I'm going to make a whole separate video about this job in particular, but on October 14th, 2022, I will be arriving in Nicaragua in Central America. I have signed a 9-month job contract for the manager position at a yoga retreat center run by one of my favorite yoga teachers. Now, I had no plans on going to Nicaragua, and that's why I'm going to make a whole separate video kind of explaining how this job happened. But it's such an amazing opportunity that I couldn't say no. Like, there are so many things that I can learn from working in this yoga environment, and I'll get to live there for free right on the beach. It is exactly what I wanted, and I feel like this is just like a level up from my Panama experience. So while I do know that being in rural Nicaragua will come with its challenges, I think I am more prepared to experience transitions that extreme now, and I'm more aware of like, okay, maybe I'm just experiencing this sad feeling because things are different and I'll get over it. And I have more awareness on that now, so I'm really excited for this next chapter. However, I am very behind on my YouTube schedule, so I'm filming this video on September 12th. So that means I still have quite a few car camping vlogs to post before I get to posting the content from Nicaragua. But if you want to follow along real time and see me arriving there and my first month there, you can follow me over on Instagram because that's where I am actually up to date. And if you haven't already subscribed to this YouTube channel, I encourage you to do so. That really helps me out. And I hope to see you again in my next video. Bye, guys.